In this video, this is the tic-tac-toe game we're going to be creating. So, of course, a tic-tac-toe game is a game of X and O's. So I can place my O over here, and then the next player gets the opportunities to play. He puts his X probably over here, and then the next player gets the opportunity, and then probably puts his O over here. And then the next player, which is X, puts his X over here, and you see the UI is pretty amazing, pretty good, and also easy to use. And yeah, if probably a player wins the game, or let's make one player win the game, okay? So let's say the X wins the game. See, we get this pretty good looking UI that says player X won. So yeah, this is the type of game I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create in this video. So let's get started. Well, first, for starters, if you guys don't know how the tic-tac-toe game actually works, follow me. I'm going to demo the game for you. But if you actually know how tic-tac-toe game works, then you can skip this part that I'm going to be demoing to the timestamp that is showing up above the screen. So without further ado, for starters, this is how the tic-tac-toe game works. So the game is basically a game of X and O's. So you've got a player, probably the O or the X, and an opponent, probably the X or the O. Okay, so both of them have one turn each, and each of them have an opportunity to place their shape on the box over here. So this is the box or the field at which they are allowed to play. So first, let's say in order to win the game actually, a player has to have three perfectly aligned shapes on the field. So let's say we want player X to win. If player X should have a perfectly aligned shape, probably here, here, and here, okay? These three shapes are perfectly aligned. As you can see, the three of them are on the same line. So player O actually wins the game, okay? If player O should have the same shape, probably over, let me say, here, here, or here, still the same thing happens. Player O wins the game. If player O has the shapes over here, here, and here, as you can see, player O have three perfectly aligned shapes on the square, so he wins the game. If player O also have his shapes around here, probably let me say here, here, and here, okay, he wins the game because his shapes are perfectly aligned. Same goes for this place, same goes for this place over here, here, and here, or here, here, and here. So that's the rule of the game. So if player X has the first turn, or let me say player O has the first turn, he starts probably putting his game at any random box. So let's say he starts at the center, O, right? Now player X has the next turn. Player X has the opportunity to place his game in any other place except for the place where player O actually played. So player X can actually play his game over here. Okay, Control C. Player S can actually play his game over here. Over here. That's gonna be that's not gonna work. So he can place his game over here. Let's say player X plays his game over here. Then player O decides to play his game over here. Okay. Now, player O is given an opportunity to win because if player X should supposedly, let's say player X plays somewhere around here, right? Let's say player X play over here. Player O has the next turn. So without further ado, player O is going to rush over here and then play, and then he has three perfectly aligned shapes. So player O will definitely win the game. So player X he has two major tasks. His number one task is to make sure that player O doesn't win this game, and also the second task is to make sure that he wins the game. So when player X detects that, oh, player O is about to play over there, right? What player X do now is to use his instinct to move his game over here in order to block player O. So now player O has no opportunity to win at this row. So player O is now given another chance either to play here or here or here or here, whichever of his choice. So now let's say player O actually wants to win the game. He plays over here, right? Now let's say player X. Now player X over here is his turn to play the game. And now player X wants to play. If player X should move his game over here, let's say he moves his game over here so that at the next turn, player O would, let's say he plays somewhere around here, right? Let's say somewhere around there. And then he himself wins the game by playing over here. But that would be a very wrong move because first, player X actually, if player X should play over here, meaning if he plays over here, right? Player X should play over here. Player O will be given the opportunity to play over here and then win the game. Okay? So now player O will have perfectly aligned shapes over here and then he wins the game and player X loses the game. So what player X does now is, okay, since player O is given the opportunity to win over here, what he's going to do is he's going to take his X and place it at the place where player O is so that he does not win the game. But unfortunately for player X, if player O should decide to carry his game and play over here, player O will have three perfectly aligned shapes, which is like this. So player O actually wins the game. And if player O decides to play over here again, he wins the game. So that's the drill about the game. You try to win and also you try to make sure that your opponent doesn't win the game. So yeah, let's say player X plays over here, right? Now player O is given the opportunity to play over here. Let's say player X puts it over here, right? Now player O is given three opportunities. There are only three boxes he could play. Player O could play over here, right? And then yeah, he will be giving X the next turn to win. But player O could choose no, okay, I want to win this game. So he's going to put his game over here. And then if he puts it, remember, he has three perfectly aligned shapes. When he has three perfectly aligned shapes, he wins the game. That's the drill about the game. But if player O should probably play around here now, right? Let's say he plays here, okay? Remember, these shapes are not perfectly aligned. There are not three shapes in a row. So these games don't actually count. So yeah, let's say player O actually plays over here. Player X now will be given the opportunity to play it on either one of these sides. So let's say player X should come here and take his game and play it over here, right? He plays his game over here. Player O now has only one place to play. So let's say player O takes his game and plays it over here. As you can see, at the last minute, player O actually wins the game. So player O has won the game by having three perfectly aligned shapes. So now let's say player X actually plays his game over here, right? If player X should play his game over here, player O can play his O over here and still win the game. So player O has every opportunity to win the game despite what loss. But let's say we don't actually want anybody to win the game. So let's take out this O over here. Let's move it over here. Oops. Let's take this O over here and then move it. Then let's take this X over here and then move it. And then we take this O over here and then move it over here. Right? Now, and then let's take this O over here. And then let's move it down here. And then take this X. Take this O, put it over here. And then take this X over here. Put it here. And take this one. And put it here. Right. Now, there are no perfectly aligned shapes in this game. So, nobody can actually win the game because nothing is actually perfectly aligned here. There is nothing to cross. Actually, there is something to cross. As you can see, these three are perfectly aligned. But let's just imagine they are not perfectly aligned, okay? Let's imagine nobody actually won the game. So, the trick is that if nobody wins the game will restart. So, everything will go back to default again. So, we'll go back to default again, and then the players can start playing until someone wins the game. And if someone should win the game, he earns a point, probably 0.1. And then if their opponent should earn 1 point, earn 1, and then 2, 3, and more. So that's the logic of the tic-tac-toe game. So now the logic we're going to be using our code, or you know what? While I'm coding, I'm going to be showing you guys the logic I'll use for the code. So no need for us to follow the tic-tac-toe game rule. Anyway, if you don't actually understand my explanation, I know it's pretty complex. I'm not actually good at explaining games. So if you don't actually understand, you can check it on the internet. The tic-tac-toe game is a very popular game, and I'm sure that most of you viewers that are viewing this video actually know how to play the tic-tac-toe game. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So first we're going to install a package. We're going to be installing the Ursina package. Actually, we can also use a game engine like Pygame, Pyglet, or OpenGL to create this kind of game. But the simplest, we're going to be using an Ursina game engine. So you can do that by doing pip install Ursina. Actually, lowercase pip install Ursina, and then you hit enter. Now for me, I already have this installed Ursina package installed on my system. As you can see, actually I'm expecting this to show me requirements already satisfied, so I'm going to clear the screen. I already have this installed on my system, so there's no need for me to run the pip install Ursina. But for you, if you are following this tutorial and you have not worked the Ursina game engine before, it means you don't actually have the Ursina package installed. So what you do is to go and do pip install Ursina to install the Ursina package. And without further ado, let's get started. So first, we're going to import our package. So what we're going to do is, let me close that terminal window. What we're going to do is I'm going to do import Ursina. So before that, let me close the sidebar. We're going to do import from Ursina. Actually, from Ursina, we're going to import everything. Now, and then after that, we're going to do app equals Ursina. So let me do this. App equals Ursina, okay? And the Ursina should start with a capital letter. Then after that, we're going to do app.run. So yeah, what these 3 lines of code does is to create a basic window using the Ursina game engine. As you can see, with just 3 lines of code, we're able to create a game window using that 3 lines of code. What is happening actually here is that we are importing the Ursina package which we installed in our command prompt. So instead of doing import Ursina, we're saying from Ursina import asterisk. So what this asterisk does is to import everything. If you're a guru at Python, you should know what the asterisk does. Everything in a package is imports it for you. So after that, we initialize our Ursina package. And actually, what I'm going to do is, you don't really need to do what I'm about to do right now, but if you want to, you can do if underscore underscore name underscore equals underscore main. Okay, if that should happen, then we want to initialize our app to Ursina game engine. This is not actually compulsory. You don't actually need to do this, but just in case you are running this code on something like a website or on a server or on a web app, this if underscore underscore main underscore main and name is going to prevent you from it's going to prevent this code from actually initializing. These two stuff over here are actually magic functions, just in case you guys don't know. So these are magic functions. If you guys want me to go in depth on this, please leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to create a video about magic functions and explain them in details. So yeah, you don't actually need to do this. You can just initialize your Ursina package like this and remove this line of code. It's not compulsory. So after that, we're going to create a camera. So I'm going to do camera. I'm going to be fast over here. So I'm going to create a camera. I'm going to set it like this: camera.orthographic view. So what the orthographic view does is more like it just makes it a 2D view for us, and then we set our position for our camera. It takes in 2 arguments, or let me say it takes in a 2D array, which is the x position and the y position. So I'm going to set this to y, x and y, and then the text of default resolution, I'm going to multiply it by 2. And then after that, we're going to create our player. So I'm going to say player is going to be equal to entity, right? And then name of our player. Remember we had 2 players, X and O. So I'm going to name our player O, and then the color should be equal to color.azure. Okay. Now I'm going to set a cursor, which is going to be equal to tooltip. Player.name. First, before I go on, let me explain what an entity is. An entity is basically anything in an Ursina game window. So the cars, whatever, an object in the Ursina game window, the Ursina game window itself, whatever you put in an Ursina game engine is called an entity. Just like here on Earth, anything that is liquid, solid, basically anything on the planet Earth is called matter. So also in the Ursina game window, anything that is inside the Ursina game window, be it cube, text, even your cursor self, even your cursor is also an entity. So yeah, after that, I'm going to create a cursor. I'm going to set it to tooltip, and then I'm going to put the player.name. So I'm using the player to initialize the Ursina entity class, and then using the player to collect the name of our player. Then from there, I'm going to put the player's color. So I'm going to do player, or you know what? Let's just say color. Color is equal to player.azure or player.color, right? And then the origin of the player is going to be 0 by 0. Remember, we are dealing with a 2 by 2 box or a square. So putting our origin 0 by 0, meaning the player is actually going to appear in the center of our screen. So after that, I'm going to set a scale. I'm going to set it 4. Okay. and then enabled. I'm going to set it to true. After that, I'm going to set our cursor color. So I'm going to say cursor dot background dot color is going to be equal to color dot clear. Okay, and then the background is going to have many arguments. The first argument is going to be the parents. So the parents of our background is going to be the scene. Okay, and then the model of our background is going to be a quad. The texture is going to be a short texture. This texture is actually comes from the Ursina game package itself. You could put a path to a picture, which is a PNG file or a JPEG file or whatever file you want. So you can replace this to something like file.png if you have this, or you put it to the directory of the file you want. For me, I'm going to use the inbuilt short picture that is in the Ursina game package. So this was actually sure, right? And then I'm going to scale it by 16 by 18, Z by 10, and then I'm going to make the color light. After that, I'm going to create a matrix so that it will be easier for us to check for a win. So yeah, remember the tic-tac-toe game is a board of 3 by 3. So we had a board like this, 1, 2, and 3. It's a 3 by 3 board. So I'm going to create this 3 by 3 board using a loop inside a list. So this is going to be an internal loop. I don't know what we call this again. So for x in range 3, for y in range 3, and then when we look through this, we want to create a button, and then when we click on the button, we want the text to be player.name, which is the name of our player, and then we want the color to be the color of our player. The collision, actually I don't want a collision, so I'm going to set that to false, and then I want to check for victory. Actually, I have not created this check for victory function yet, so I'll create it down below. And then if the player.name actually clicks O or X, then we want to check the player's name and the player's color. So yeah, that's is for this function itself. In order for a player to actually win the game, he has to have 3 identical shapes on a line perfectly aligned. So let's say we have O, O, and O over here, right? So in order for a player to win the game, he has to have a shape like this, or something like this, and then he have something like this. Don't mind my drawing skills. I'm just trying to explain the fact about the game. So yeah, what we're going to do in our code is we're going to use lists to check if the user or the player or the opponents have 3 perfectly three perfect shapes on each line. So we're going to check for the first line, the second line, the third line, and then we're going to check diagonally, which is like this. Oops. Diagonally like this, and like this, and then diagonally on the left, and then vertically. I can also check up, down, left, right. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So in order for me to, and yeah, this should be inside a function. So I'm going to do def check for win. I will check for victory, right? And then after that, I'm going to put all of this code. I'm going to tab it, okay? Tab it once, and then yeah, this is how we check for win. If the board is 0 0 and the text on here the board is 1 0, we're actually checking 2-dimensional shapes. You guys may not understand this, but basically what all this line does is check if the user has gotten a perfectly aligned shape around the bottom, or if he has not done that, then we check, go to the next line, and If he actually has it across the middle or he doesn't, go to the top. If he doesn't, go to the left side. If he doesn't, go to the middle. If he doesn't, go to the right side. If he doesn't, we'll check diagonally. And if he doesn't, we'll check diagonally on the right. So if the player is able to win in any of these ways, then, meaning if they want to print the player's name and then want to destroy our custom, meaning we won't be able to interact with the game again, so we won't be able to play the game again since the player has actually won the game. Then after that, we want to make our mouse visible. Remember, we make our mouse disabled the other time. And then after, we're going to create a panel. Panel is more like a quad shaped box that actually fits the text, which is our player's name. We're going to scale that text by 3, make it the origin 0 by 0 to put it in the center. We're going to make the background true, means it's going to be orange. And yeah, after that, we're going to run our code. So yeah, without further ado, let's run our code. You can see our code has run successfully. So yeah, let's try to play the game and see our outcome. So let's actually make O win. So I'm going to put X over here and then O right here. Now let's say X blocks it right here and then O plays right here. X is foolish to play right here instead of blocking O. Or you know what, let's X block O over here and then O decides to play here, right? As you can see, player O won. So O has actually won the game. So that's the game logic. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe. And yeah, I've been running low on subscribers lately. This is a pretty new channel and only 0.55 people that come to my channel and watch videos actually subscribe. And I don't want to mention the name of people that actually like my videos because it's pretty bad. But if you guys actually watch my videos, I do like these videos. Please just do well to like the video, and also if possible click that subscribe button. But until then, I'll see you all in the next one. Take care guys, and